Good day, everyone. Sorry, we're starting a tiny bit late there. Welcome all. We were just having a quick chat in the background while we waited to get things going. And yeah, so as you'll see, we have a new face on the screen right now. So we're going to introduce Tyler in just a second. He's coming to us with a protocol that he's doing, or a game that he's got going, which is kind of cool. And we'll have a little look at that, and we'll post some links and share some. And if you guys have questions, please don't hesitate to ask on that. First off, we'll obviously do a quick check-in, and I think Hidden, you said you had your screen shared.
Yep, you should be able to see it on the back.
Yeah, I see it. So if everybody was, man, this thing's weird. I don't want you not on here. Why is it doing that? Where'd Tyler go?
No worries.
All right. Oh, there we go. We'll do that. Well, that doesn't look. That's going to make this pretty hard. So let's just do that. So Surge obviously started up today, guys. Hidden, do you have anything to say about that, or you want me to chat about it?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely flabbergasted me that we did over $1 million in 7 minutes, and our big deposits haven't even come in yet. Last I heard, they were waiting for all the smaller fish to get in, because obviously these guys are not going to need the bonus FDX, but so it was kind of nice on them to wait. So we're currently in the third stage, 263,000, as you can see. I fully believe we're going to be down probably at least halfway through 4, probably in the stage 5.
But yeah, it sounds like there's at least another 500K pretty much earmarked, and then some other stuff trickling in, I'm sure, which is amazing. So very excited for that, and the fact that launch went so smooth. The DApp was amazing. So and yeah, I got in on tier 1, which I was happy to get, of course. So yeah, soon. You're new to Flex. So this is a DEX. I had a live earlier today. It might be worth watching that, or there was a quick synopsis I went through soon, through what it all is. But basically, this is your kind of early entry into a DEX that's going to be on base chain. So we're pretty excited to see where that goes and stuff. So, and what's
quick background on that: we're teamed up with Chainlink and Pith, as well as Cointelegraph. So we're expecting to see a lot of movement in the next 4 days or so.
So other than that, obviously, guys, give us some comments, anything you want to talk about tonight. Well, as I said, we got Tyler here, so we're going to introduce him now, if I can. Well, basically, I'll just get this off the screen. So Tyler comes to us from Nifty Arcade. And I guess specifically you got, is that, well, I guess you introduce yourself first, and then we'll go down the rabbit hole.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys. Excited to be here, everybody. My name is Tyler, as they mentioned. I am the CEO and co-founder of a gaming company called Nifty Arcade. We're building a Web3 mobile game that's called Open Colosseum. Open Colosseum is the world's first infinite battle royale. If you've ever played Brawl Stars, or any of the IO games like Slither or Agar IO, you jump into an arena with 24 other people, and your objective is to survive as long as possible. You go around the arena picking up essence, the game currency, so that you can level up, get bigger, get stronger, and unlock new abilities. This is a Web3 game, so it is on chain. The currency is on chain. NFTs for the game are on chain. So really, really excited. We're in soft launch right now. Our objective is to hit 40% day 1 retention with our next marketing campaign starting in March. And that's a little bit about us.
Cool. So gameplay wise, it's kind of like just a Fortnite type brawler type thing, I guess. Obviously, but on the phone, so a little cartoonier, I guess.
Yeah, it's actually the best comparison would be kind of a mix between, if you've played League of Legends or heard of League of Legends, it's very abilities based. So you got a little character, and your character has abilities, and you're competing against other characters that are deploying their abilities, and your objective is to take out other people, survive as long as you can, get as much essence as you can. So, really it's this kind of, it is a battle royale like Fortnite, but more of an infinite battle royale like Slither, where you want to stay alive as long as you can, and then use your abilities as effectively as possible, kind of like in League of Legends.
Makes me think of what that Binding of Isaac. Is that something?
Binding of Isaac. That's a good one. Yeah, my family compares. Not necessarily. I mean, in as much as there's the use of abilities.
Yeah, because of the variety of abilities.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say there's
to customize the gameplay, I guess, for yourself or kind of thing. Cool. All right, awesome. And so, on-chain meaning is the actual game, although it's being played on your phone, is all the data and all the way the game mechanics are working and all that on-chain?
No, so the economy is on-chain.
Okay, gotcha.
Game data, that's a whole interesting topic in and of itself. But yeah, game data is not on-chain, but the economy is on-chain.
Gotcha. And so me being, if I was to get in there, now I'm assuming then is there any monetization on that?
For you as a player or for us as the developers?
Either or.
Yeah, great question. So essentially the way that we monetize is we have in-app purchases and people can purchase Essence, the game currency, from liquidity pools. And we are the majority owners of what are in the pools. So we sell Essence when the price goes up, because we actually want to keep the price in a stable range. And then we also monetize via advertisements for specific type of behaviors. And then the player base obviously can make money. It's going to be difficult, but you can make money by earning and selling Essence, the game currency.
Okay. Cool. Did you have some questions, Hidden? I know you know a little bit more about it than I do, but
I got some questions, but they're more for because I had asked you earlier today your Medium article that you had written, which I'll actually post that in our private chat so people can go take a look at that as well. And it's a really good read. He kind of gets down to the nitty gritty, I'd say, of oops, I put it there. I
threw the website in for the app, guys. So if you guys wanted to take a look at it, and again, it's an app for your phone, so you can play around on that. I'm going to give it a whirl because playing free games is always fun. I do a little bit of phone gaming nowadays. I used to game on PC and console, but I haven't done that for a while because I've been stuck in trading and crypto and all this craziness. So it's kind of taken my time away from gaming, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, mobile's the way to go, man. It's the way of the future. We love free to play mobile.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you can make money on it too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so I guess I'm collecting that Essence as I'm playing the game, and the more I play, the more Essence I collect. Because I'm assuming you guys are earning some revenue on the app side of things for people playing your game. You're going to earn revenue that way. Is that kind of, and then you put that back into the ecosystem kind of thing, or some of it?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So essentially, the way that the ecosystem is kept stable is there's this idea in Web3 game economies. I'm not sure how familiar, Hidden. I've obviously spoken to Hidden a lot in the Discord. So you Pocket Aces, I'm not sure kind of your exposure to Web3 game economies, but Web3 game economies have pretty substantial issues with sustainability and surviving in perpetuity. And one of the big reasons for that is because there's a lack of currency stability, right? Yeah. So the way that we support the ecosystem is via currency stability. So the currency stability is the foundation of a successful economy. And what I like to tell people is that a Web3 game economy is more akin to a developing nation than it is an actual historical video game economy in Web2, right? Like an MMORPG or anything of that nature. So one of the foundational elements of a developing nation in order to incentivize direct foreign investment, in order to incentivize growth, is currency stability. And so we make money via in-app purchases and the sales of our currency and advertisements. And then we are using some of that revenue to apportion what are called currency reserves. So we hold currency reserves to support the price of the currency against stables and other larger ecosystem elements. So our whole goal here is to make sure that the currency is relatively stable over time and it doesn't experience significant volatile price swings up or down. And we do that via supporting it with currency reserves. That our goal is to have 50% at all times of the market cap of the currency in currency reserves to be able to support the token if it's necessary.
Okay. And I'm just thinking, sort of back to my question, but in a little different way. But is there also revenue that gets generated? Because I don't know the app stores. As far as I know, I'm assuming there's lots of free games. So obviously, the games, they wouldn't create the games for free if there wasn't some type of incentive as well. So is it only by buying in-game currency that you get some funds, or is there funds earned by being in the App Store and getting clicks and stuff like that, or is it only through in-game apps?
Yeah, it's only through what people do in our game. So either they're watching ads or they're purchasing from us. Yeah, the App Store is just distribution, and they charge a hefty premium
Fee to get
be that distribution.
Yeah, I knew that part. I just wasn't sure if there was some type of incentive to be on the top of the list without financial incentive to be kind of a clicked on kind of thing, but I guess not. Okay. So funds coming in from the in-game purchases. Obviously, you guys keep some of that, and then some of it goes into the token, and that's what's helped keeps it alive. Obviously, we've seen any of the Web3 games, I guess, if you will, they've always been, to be honest, more like Ponzi, where it just, I mean, you buy an NFT and then they recycle money back to people. So the idea here is that you're actually buying stuff inside the game to hopefully then earn some money, some of that back as you play the game and earn money from the ecosystem, I guess. Is that correct then?
So actually, what I would say is that if you are exclusively playing to make money, you're most likely going to be disappointed, because it is going to be very difficult to make money. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to make money in Open Colosseum. The only people who are going to make anything meaningful in Open Colosseum are going to be people at the very top of the leaderboard. So diamond, number 1, number 2, number 3 type people on the leaderboard, and then also the people who figure out how to leverage different moments of opportunity within the economy. There's a lot of different areas for arbitrage. There's a lot of complexity in the economy, and there's a lot more coming. So, people who can leverage that and be, not sneaky is not the right word, but clever and look for opportunities. And then obviously people at the top of the leaderboard.
Okay. And how do you combat against like exploits, I guess? Is there any way of I mean, obviously you're not going to want to tell if there's ways of exploiting, but what have you done, I guess, to protect against that, I guess, is a better question.
Yeah, I love that question, because I'm very much of the opinion. I've actually, Hidden and I have gone back and forth on some of these topics in the Discord. I'm very much a believer that design is the answer to a lot of exploitation or a lot of incentive structure. So how do you design your ecosystem so that it incentivizes competition, so that it minimizes exploits? It's not about putting arbitrary safeguards in place that have to be reevaluated constantly. It's how do you create an ecosystem that elegantly deals with the problems that Web3 has. So for example, the way that our ecosystem is built, it's what I call skill gating. So it's skill gating and spend gating for earning potential. What that means is, in order for you to earn the currency, you need to upgrade your character, right? So I'll give you an example. There's 4 different ranks. It goes from bronze to diamond, right? Yep. And in bronze, the most amount of essence or in-game currency that you can earn in a match is like 6,000, right? In diamond, on the other hand, the most amount of essence that you can earn is 500,000 per match. So literally almost 100x difference between the bottom of the leaderboard and the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
And the way that happens is only 1% of the player base can ever be in diamond. So 1% of the player base is going to be able to earn that amount of essence. And so it should incentivize serious competition. Now, on the other side, in order to even earn that much essence,
you need to spend some money.
Your character has to be upgraded. Otherwise, they're not going to be competitive enough, because the way our system works is it gets increasingly difficult over time to survive. And so your character needs to be strong enough to survive, and they get a multiplier on how much essence they collect in the arena as they're upgraded. So it is very difficult to exploit our ecosystem, because it's skill and spend gated based on, how much you can earn. Bots obviously can come in and try to farm bronze, but there's very, very, very little essence distributed in bronze. And in order for them to climb, they've got to be able to beat other players and our bots that are overpowered against normal, we have capacities to make bots stronger than any bot coming into our ecosystem ever could. We can put them above the top character threshold, and we can make it so that they shoot faster, right? Like, we have a lot of tools in our disposal that bots can't combat against, right? So things like that. It's very much a design question, is the answer. Is how do you design it, rather than, how do you put in these arbitrary safeguards, hoping that, bots don't take advantage or people can't exploit you.
Yeah, because they're always going to be around. They're always trying to get one step ahead and whatever. So
exactly.
So is it fair to? So I guess another question again along that line is this free to play at all, or realistically speaking, that's a very obviously there's a balance there. So is there free to play aspects to this where I can still enjoy it, or do I really have to spend if I want to have any enjoyment out of it?
Fantastic question. This is 100% free to play. And so if you've ever played an MMORPG like RuneScape or World of Warcraft, you'll notice that the progression curve at the very beginning is pretty high, right? You can progress pretty fast early on, but then that progression curve substantially tapers off in terms of time investment and resource investment. So our game is built similarly. You will be able to upgrade your character for the first few levels very quickly, and then that ability to upgrade them substantially tapers off as you climb up the leaderboard but ideally you're retained at that point, right?
Yeah.
So the mechanism that we have to allow people without resources to be able to climb, this is actually a problem that I've had in Web 2. And I think Web 3 actually solves design issues that Web 2 can't. The primary of which is what I call reward share rentals. So I'm a big Brawl Stars fan, right? That is a Web 2 battle royale game. And I hit a point in the game, I consider myself a competitive player, and I hit a point in the game where I couldn't progress anymore unless I was just willing to grind every single day for luck and or I was willing to spend tens of thousands of dollars. And I didn't want to do that, right? I wasn't willing to do either. So what we've introduced as what I call a third prong of progression is people who are willing to spend, or people who are willing to put in the time to grind to get to the highest levels of gameplay, they can rent out their assets to other players. So if you're a good player and you want to climb the leaderboard, but you're constrained either by time or resources, you now have a third prong of progression capacity, which is, hey, I can rent somebody else's asset and we split the rewards that I get from playing, but then I can climb and I can achieve a rank that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to unless I put in an exorbitant amount of time or I spent an exorbitant amount of resources.
Oh, interesting. That's a cool little touch. Cool. Yeah, I don't know if I have any other questions. So that was great. I appreciate the honesty and the quick answers there, obviously. Yeah, and I'm trying to think of any other way, because I do, like I said, I play mobile games like Marvel Strike Force and stuff like that. I get
nice. Yeah.
All very fast usually. Marvel Strike Force probably held my attention longer than anything else. I'm also very frugal and don't often spend money on games, so I appreciate the free to play side. But I mean, if there's incentive to make it more fun or whatever, but I'll definitely give this a whirl. That's for sure.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Anything else from your
side? By the way, tell me what you don't like about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always looking for feedback.
I'll probably have to drop another Discord because I have friggin' Nitro, and I think I max out my Discords every time for reasons. But
love it.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get the Discord link for you to put.
I think I have it from the website here, but you can grab one and put it in the private chat there. Hidden, unless you're logged in properly, and then you can actually probably post it.
No, it's still not letting me post.
Weird.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Settings, but I know we always, every time we switch programs, we were fine with StreamYard for a while. But does anybody have any questions for Tyler while we're here? Otherwise, we'll kind of possibly move on to some other things. I don't know if we have a whole lot to talk about tonight. We do have a little smaller audience, but a few more people trickling in. So appreciate you guys joining us. I guess I didn't show up. So there's a Discord for people to get some information if they want to. Obviously, the website, and there's links from the website to the App Store or the Google Play Store. And I see your socials are on there too. So Twitter and what's the other one? I've forgotten what that. Oh, yeah, TikTok. I've never been on TikTok in a long time, if ever. But that works.
So what you're saying is the ban doesn't impact you. You can care less about the ban, right?
Yeah, exactly. So awesome. I'll have to. I'm looking forward to trying a little gameplay. I might try download it tonight there and have a little peek. So that's great. Anything else you want to get across to people that are maybe watching this right now before we carry on with some other stuff?
Yeah, I would say that my main objective at this point is really hitting 40% day one retention. So those who are unfamiliar with the mobile space, one of the most important things you can do that's kind of a trailing indicator of monetization or indicates monetization more downstream is how many people can you retain after day zero. So day zero is when somebody installs and then they play the game. Can you keep them around day one? It's a really big metric for gaming. You know, that the median in day one retention in the industry is anywhere from 15 to 20%. But then the big titles like Supercell games, Brawl Stars, Clash of Clans, they're seeing upwards of 60%. And that's really competitive, right? That's the pinnacle of success in day one retention. And so the big push for us, again, is fundamentals, business fundamentals above all else, which is oftentimes uncommon in Web3, funny enough. But but we are focused on 40% day one retention. So distribution is not actually the name of the game right now. It is all about, can we keep people after day zero through on day one? And that helps. We can leverage that metric into pretty substantial funding, just because that's an exceptional metric, especially when it comes to Web3 gaming.
Very cool. Awesome. All right. Well, I'll have a peek. Tyler, thanks so much for joining us today for a little something different. Because like I said, we kind of sometimes it just gets not boring because we've made a pretty good go of it. We've been here over a year, almost 2 years now, eh?
Yeah.
Actually,
yeah.
Come to think of it.
2 years.
Yeah, because we started just when Flex had started 2 years ago. So it's been a good little run, but we've had our hit and misses. But I appreciate giving us some variety. You're welcome to stick around. Like I said, I may not stick around. We usually go about an hour-ish sometimes, but it might be a little shorter tonight because we're just I'm away right now. But this is a different background than I'm usually at my mom's place. So, and I've been on the computer all day long today. Since I have no interruptions of the family, I'm spending 99% of my time on my computer doing other stuff, or doing work. So I got to cut it out sooner or later. Otherwise I'll burn myself out this week.
Of course. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries. My pleasure. I'm not seeing anything from the audience. It is hit and miss sometimes with them, and they're usually great guys. But I know we do have traditionally a more passive income slash that kind of stuff, but it's always good to get something different. And I like to see this space evolve, and it can be in many different ways. And gaming, I think, is definitely going to be something that will help this space evolve. So even something like this is a good start, especially something that actually has some revenue sources outside of just people coming in buying an NFT and then Ponzi-nomics, where there could be actually revenue sources and an ability to games are fun. There's definitely a lot of disposable income that can go into this kind of stuff. So I'd love to see your success, hopefully, and especially of something that ties in the Web3 side of things. That's great. So I just want to see stuff succeed and stop with all this friggin' BS that we have in this space. So, but yeah, awesome. Thanks, Tyler. And I promise to at least give it a whirl. So you got that at least, and hopefully some of the people here will give it a try. And then we'll see where you are in a couple of months, maybe, and have a chat again.
Thanks so much, Bachnis. This was a pleasure. Hidden. Thanks for having me, guys. Have a great night. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, no worries.
Take care.
Scott's ask. Okay, so we'll go back to some questions. So I'll go back to Soon because he had asked something about. I guess. Do you have a quick? I know I've been doing some things, so I've got some things, but I think Soon was asking about Flex Dex and just kind of the benefits of the FLP. We don't really have any earning estimates, I'd say. Although if you do get in now, you have the potential of earning a lot more than anybody coming in after now. So, I mean, it definitely is a great opportunity to get in early. And I will say, and Hidden obviously put in your 2 cents, but the nice thing right now is you are getting those bonus tokens, which then, I think I put in $500, and right now the bonus tokens I'm getting are almost worth like 300. So, I mean, it's a good opportunity to kind of, again, these aren't tokens that you can get right away. So there's some lock-in periods. I think the FLP ones are a year, right?
Nope. So for Surge, it's, I believe 1 month.
Yeah, that's right.
And then after that, you can do whatever you want with it. However, if you, after that lockup period for the first year, if you remove and sell or unstake rather your FLP, you do not get the bonus from the Surge event.
That's right. Yeah.
So it is a 70% bonus. You're getting 70% of what you deposited back as ES FDX.
Nice. So perfect. And so hopefully that answers your question soon. And again, there is learning opportunities because you can then stake that. The other thing is you get to stake these, I believe, without a, you don't have to put in half the ETH, right?
Correct. Because FLP is our counter trade implementation.
Yeah.
You only need to match with ETH if you're looking to put it into Arrow for LP or
liquidity pools,
through our website for liquidity. So
yes, I might have mentioned this, but Scott always reminds there. Like and comment, everyone. Sorry. You were going to say something there?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, and we're on to tier 3 now, which is pretty crazy. So that's good. A good start. And video update. So I actually recorded a video, Scott, to put out for this week's or last week's thing, and for whatever reason I never got it actually posted because I was coming up here and it was just I just got overwhelmed that week last week, and then now that I'm here, so I'll do one on Thursday. Basic update. Obviously we had a massive liquidation. The entire market had a massive liquidation event that was bigger than COVID and FTX and all that stuff. So, which is crazy to think about. Trump's manipulation of the market and others jumping on board is just obviously terrible. The good thing is we ended up not getting liquidated as bad as most things, but that still doesn't, it still hurt our price, right? Like, so we still had a drop in price. We had very limited rewards that week. So hoping that we can kind of bounce back from that, but it's going to take a market bounce, right? So the good thing is we have people compounding now, which means new money sort of going put back in the system. And we have had some new investors and some new partnerships that we're working on. So hopefully with some new dollars to help the rebound happen even quicker, that'll help everything kind of move forward in a really great way. And then once the bull comes, I mean, it can take us even as little as a couple of weeks to kind of recoup this kind of stuff and get back on our feet, but it's just going to take some positivity in the market. So yeah. And yeah, the game, it's a kind of neat little concept. So I'm curious how it goes. We'll have to go. We'll like I said, I'll give it a whirl. We've dropped the website above. So guys, take a look at that. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything to install a little game on your phone and see if you enjoy it. So stage 3 benefits. So I think we kind of went through that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Not to cut you off. I'm trying to find the chart that we had. I can't remember which group it was in, but I think you're right, Quarter Mile. Tier 1 and 2 were 70% back, and then 3, 4, and 5, I think, were like 40% back. So there definitely was the big push to get in the first 2 for that 70% back. But still, I mean, 40% back, you're really not going to find that anywhere else, especially on in crypto. Where the hell is it?
Yeah, I guess I was going to say it's not that big of a drop, but yeah, because it's a bigger pool now with slightly less FTX allocation, yeah, it kind of ends up being that big drop. So, but again, that's just sort of bonus stuff if you stay in there for a year kind of thing. There's still lots of benefit of getting in early just because of the token appreciation and stuff like that too.
Yeah. If this if HMX is any indication of how this is going to go, our tokenomics are fundamentally stronger and without flaws, unlike HMX's. And theirs rocketed up to like $20-something a token. So
yeah, which is 4x from where it's now, or even more than 4x, I think, from where it is now.
Yeah, it's like 9 or 10x actually from where it is now.
Is it more?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at $4 right. Oh yeah, I think it's $4 right now, isn't it?
No, HMX.
Oh, sorry, from them, but I meant from what for FTX to go to $20 kind of thing, for example.
Oh, yeah, it'd be a 4x because we're launching at $5 and change.
Gotcha. So, which is always nice. Sorry, and I guess did we kind of answer this, or did you have something else you were going to say about that?
Nope. Like I said, it was first. So it must be like 70, 60, 50. So tier 3 is 50. Tier 4 is 40%. Tier 5 is 30%, roughly, looking at the chart. So it's still definitely more beneficial to get in earlier than later, but all of them are going to give you some money back.
Yep. Free money. Cool. Any other questions on that stuff, guys? And I think we've covered, obviously, Nugget, Flex, and then Nifty Arcade. I like it because it's NFT, but I guess is he going to have NFTs? He doesn't have any NFTs right now because it's Nifty spelled NFT with a small y.
Yep. So I guess technically your characters aren't NFTs because you got to mint them. but they're functional NFTs. They're not, the artsy NFTs.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Not 2 million yet, but they are at 1.26.
Yep, 1.26.
So I have that here. Oops, did that share the right screen? Yes, it did. Okay. So we got the tier 1, tier 2. So that got 1 million. That was done in 7 minutes, which was crazy. And then 264 now so far. And then we still have some whales coming in at some point, which will help bump that up, which will be nice.
Yep.
And never late for the party. You're right on time.
Never late, especially with Flex, because we're not going anywhere.
Exactly.
So yeah, make sure you tell your friends and family. I actually have a friend I'm going to try and onboard to crypto tonight after this. So
fun.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
It's kind of funny. He's somebody I've known for pretty much all my life. Never actually met him in person until last year at East Denver when I went with Bill.
You've known him all your life?
Almost, I said, like 3/4 of my life. That's still
a long time.
I've gamed since I was like 9 or 10.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you know what? I have a couple of people that way. Actually, that makes sense. There's a few actually I wouldn't mind still chatting with, but I haven't in a while. Yeah, gotcha.
Some of your best friends you never meet in
yeah, person, exactly. Because I'm like, hang on, like that was not before internet, but you know what I mean. It was like that's
dial-up.
There was lots
rough.
Of yeah.
So yeah, I got to meet him last year with Bill, and this was actually back before our perps decks was even thought of.
Yeah, nice.
So we were pitching him the idea before anybody else even knew.
Nice. So get him in it.
Yeah.
Very cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There's like we've had a lot of action the last couple of days, but it's been just it's flex and more flex because I've had them on the channel a bit, and then I've got to do some. What was I doing? I think that's really like there's not. Warfi still, we're waiting for our first month to kind of finish up. I'm looking forward to end of February and seeing how much money we get from what Shiny's trading, because I know even during that drop he benefited from getting a few positions because he so as far as I know they're still doing all right. And yeah, that's kind of about it. Still waiting for this market to start moving.
Yeah. Shaking everything out. Once we get back to pre-COVID stability, you're going to see things really start to take off, but it's going to probably be at least a couple months before we get back to that.
Yeah, well, once Trump stops dicking around.
Yeah.
Weird accusation, or it's tariffs. It's not tariffs. It's tariffs on this stuff. It's not tariffs on that stuff. It's only tariffs on this stuff. Bonkers. Hopefully he'll be good for the freaking country for you guys, but we'll see.
He will. I have a very strong feeling that he will in the long run be what we need. We've just got to get through the bullshit to get there.
Yeah, that's right. Like get through like all the jockeying, and I think hopefully he's doing everything that he's doing for the right reasons, which unfortunately hurts a lot of people. But if it means that he's making a shit ton of money in crypto that he can pay off a debt with, then maybe it's good. But it's still off the backs of something. But maybe it's other people. So
we'll see. I'm looking forward to the no income tax and the no taxation on American-made coins.
Yeah. Y'all messed with DCA grid combo bots. I can't say I have.
I have not either. Haven't seen that as a combo.
Yeah, Pionex, I mean, they've got a neat little grid bot, but unfortunately we all had bad timing get in there, and I didn't, that last drop, I didn't re-top myself back up. I could have still been in it, but I was not keeping up on it enough when that drop happened. So I don't know. I won't be messing with a whole lot of that stuff yet. I'd like to at some point still, but it's a lot like anything. You still have to watch it a little bit. So I have enough to watch with my actual trading that I'm trying to do and grow, and I don't really want to watch other things. So the other stuff I like to just be passive if I can. So yeah, quarter mile. I can't say I've seen those, but if you've had any good experiences, let us know. So, how about you? Anything else fancy other than playing Open Colosseum and Flex?
Not really. I've been mining this new coin that just came out last week called Quai. Other than that, haven't really been doing much of anything besides losing money.
We all get good. We're all good at that.
Koi I'm a pro.
Yeah, there you go. Is it a just a GPU miner, or how you?
It is. Yep, it is a GPU mining coin. Brand new network. Let me actually, because I was reading the documentation on it, and it's interesting because they're gonna have 2 tokens in their ecosystem, right? Opposed to just one. They have Quai, which is their gas token, and then they're going to have Chi, which is their stable coin. But instead of the stable coin being tied to fiat, it's going to be tied to energy, like the energy cost for the network.
Oh, interesting.
So here's, I don't know if should I just share the page?
Yeah, you can try to. Yeah, go for it. I gotta leave, so I gotta organize my servers. Too much dead weight on here.
I'm sharing the page in the.
Oh, that's right. I'm coming back. I have to do that here. There we go.
There we go.
I'm just gonna go big with that because we don't need to be on here.
So yeah, their whole thing is about tying energy to the blockchain and stuff like that. Chinese based, as far as I understand. I just find it interesting. Like I said, you got the Quai for gas, Chi for predictable value and to facilitate seamless transactions. It's an interesting blockchain, to say the least. So,
is it EVM or is it to something new?
It is branch of EVM.
Okay, so you're able to use MetaMask or Rabby or whatever.
Nope, it is a completely separate wallet and system.
Oh, okay.
But it is technically called an EVM. It's like I forget the name of it. It's a ProgPow, a progressive proof of work chain versus just like a proof of work or a proof of stake like Ethereum. So the more it's mined, the different. It's fucking weird. It's hard to explain without reading it yourself, if that makes sense.
Okay. No, I'll have a peek. I'll be curious. Send me DM me the link, or if you want to put it in the private chat, I can post it for people if anybody wants to have a look. You're looking at Telegram meme bots. You all know of any other ways to automate the system? For automating the system, the only thing I can think of, and Hidden, you can correct me because you actually played with it more than I did, was whether that. And I keep trying to get in touch with the dev, but he's not messaging back. What was that one that I gave you? Was it
Trench Buddy?
Trench Buddy, yeah. Is that kind of automating the trades and doing that? What Quarter Mile's talking about there?
No, that's all manual, but they were seeing coins sub 300K that ran to 10 plus million. So
okay, so it's doing its kind of thing to help you, but then you still have to manually go in and buy whatever they're suggesting.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't realize how that worked. Okay. Cool. So a little different then. But Trench Buddy, and if I can get him on, I'll try and get him on for launching After Hours. I'm still trying to reach out to him. But basically, yeah, he's got a neat little program, and I've got a few people that have mentioned it, and then Hidden kind of took it for a little test drive, and I think you really enjoyed it, eh?
I did. I loved it. It was fun to watch.
So, yeah. So we'll hopefully try and get him on. because he's supposedly quite the dev, very reputable, been around in the space for a while, and just a really big workaholic, which is why I guess I haven't heard from him yet. Because somebody was trying to do a warm handoff to him, so that it made it a little easier, but still haven't touched base. I should open up my X because I haven't probably done so. I'm never on Twitter, so I guess he might have written back, but I just never know. Where is my messages? I'm going to say no because I don't see any notifications. So yeah, so hopefully. BitGem. Yeah, supposedly, quote unquote. There you go, quarter mile. So maybe check out BitGem. But yeah, as much as I'd like to find automated bot systems, it doesn't seem like anything really good actually exists because everybody would be using it. So I'm just leaning on the learn to trade, or although I have been getting really good performance out of this, but it's a $6,000 bot, and I didn't pay that for it, but it's working out quite well. I think I'm up to 14 accounts that we're trading, and we're making anywhere from -50 to +200 a day. So averaging more up than down, which is good. So
that's always a plus.
Yeah. So we're gonna hopefully get there. Thanks for folks to buy a shit coin for a few bucks and it goes to millions. Is there any ever liquidity? Yes. Can they really withdraw that way? So what happens quarter mile there? That I actually know. So if a coin gets up a lot, the issue is everybody's going to start selling possibly at the same time. So you're going to have slippage issues. The other thing is if you do have a ton of money and you try and sell it all at one time, the slippage is going to be huge. So although you're selling that token, let's say for $10, that you bought for 50 cents, the next, it's progressive, right? So the next coin you sell, even if you put a lot size of selling, let's say 100 coins for $10 each, your price is not going to be $10 each for them. It'll probably average more like around $5 because the liquidity is getting smaller as it so your slippage is going to cost you a lot of money. But I mean, it can happen. Like something like Doge, if it goes up, right, it's got such deep liquidity. You can do fine with selling a good chunk if you got in so early. But it also depends on how crazy the market is. So there's a lot of variables that go into that. But the idea is it's very hard for you not to come out very far ahead if you get in early enough. And it does, because I mean, Trump token there, that one went pretty crazy and people definitely were able to sell and get a good chunk of change. The issue is now most people that probably bought at 20 that are left and it's below that, right, kind of thing. So so yeah,
that was not a fun ride.
Anytime, quarter mile. Hopefully that explanation makes sense, and if Hidden wants to extrapolate, but
you said it perfectly.
Thank you.
That's why a lot of the scammers just sell it. They don't care what they sell for as long as they're making money. So
yeah. Yep. Which makes it very tough. Like all games in this space, it seems it's hard to make a real good buck. Yeah, that's just it, right? Like so that, and that's what happens with I think most of the tokens is there's 1 to 10% of the people that make money, and the rest of them all get in too late,
or hold too long.
Yeah, I mean, people that got in $3. I'm sure there's people that got in $3 that are still holding, or at least they maybe bought. That's what creates a lot of the deep liquidity, right? Is people that bought Doge for let's say 90, that's not 90. Doge is at what, 20 cents right now. People that bought it for fractions of a penny, they would have sold, let's say 20% of their portfolio, made 3x, 4x, and then let the rest of it ride, right? And so they may just wait for the next bull and take more off then. So it can happen, but it's just, you have to be smart or just sell it all at high and walk away really rich. But right now what we need is more money in the space, because right now every time somebody launches a token, like what happened with Trump, that was the biggest problem, is people were selling all this stuff that they probably could have held for a period of time, but they sold it and dumped all those other tokens, to the point that some people ended up probably selling at a loss there, then going to buy Trump and not selling it fast enough. And so it was a whole bunch of people pulling, a very few people pulling tons of liquidity from the market and walking away very happy, and a lot of people breaking even or worse, much worse. And
Yeah, it was that fucking Melania token, man.
Yeah, that was well. But what I mean though is Trump had already done that to every other token, and then Melania did it to Trump.
Yeah,
Right. It's just a cascade effect. It's just kind of a domino effect. So, because look at what happened to almost every other token. While Trump was going up, everybody else was going down, and then Melania took all the Trump stuff. It's just probably the same person robbing people twice. Sort of. Robbing's I guess a harsh word for it, but it kind of is.
yeah.
It's like that. What's that game there with the ball in the cup, and they just keep moving the cup?
Yeah, I know. I forget the name of it, but I know exactly what. We just call it like the cup game or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think there is a name for it, but I can't remember it right now. Oh, yeah. So, anyways, guys, anything else? It was a good discussion that took us for the last half hour of the call. And I think obviously due to my lack of consistency with this, we keep getting fewer and fewer people hanging out with us, but that's okay. Hopefully, as things progress in a different direction, we'll get some people back again. And I know people watch the replay too, because there's like the replay gets already viewed. Yeah, other than that, if you haven't gotten into Flex, I'd give it a whirl. If you have some free powder to kind of throw into something. Obviously, not financial advice, do your own research, but it could be a good long-term passive play for yourselves. And that launched on the 18th, I think, next week, basically. The 18th, I think. And if you do want a place to start trading, obviously, it would be awesome if you trade that place as opposed to other places. And if you are a trader, I guess that's a good reason to kind of get into the DEX now and then trade on that DEX and make that your home DEX if you are a trader, because then that's going to only benefit you getting in early like this. Whereas other DEXs, you pretty much have no benefit of the fees that are being charged to your account.
So this is going to be really interesting, because if you think about it too, if you're trading on Flex and you have our token, if you have a FLP, even your losses, and in a sense, you're getting a percentage of that back.
Yeah.
Yep. Plus, we're going to be having a, I guess, never before seen trade to win event coming up too. So if you're any sort of decent trader, I would, or know somebody who is, definitely let them know we have something big coming up.
Yeah. Total market, and I'm assuming you're meaning Black. You're talking about the total market cap of crypto, and that makes sense because the ETFs, right? So that's the issue, is that's creating a nice base inside the space, but we need money moving around in things a little differently, and that's not all that money increase is sitting in Bitcoin and maybe ETH obviously is having its little crap right now, but yeah, in a year. So there is some bot stuff talked about and whatnot, and possibly some copy trading. So there is stuff coming to the Flex DEX for that stuff. I'm assuming it won't be right at the gate, but yeah, there's definitely talks of stuff. But it ends up being and looking like, I don't know. Pardon me. Yeah, is there anything specific on the bot side of things hidden, or?
No, not really. We got to remember, one of our devs is a bot creator himself, so we don't necessarily need to go outside of our in-house devs to create bots.
Yeah.
So that's one thing to remember. But we have been, I think yourself and I have been talking to different bot devs about different things, if I remember correctly.
Trying to, but again, not that a lot of stuff is that great. So,
yep.
But so yeah. All right, guys. I guess we'll leave it at that. Anything else? You guys always know where to find us. And if you have any questions or anything, or things you want to see on the blockchain after hours, let me know. And yeah, thanks, Hidden, for bringing on a guest. Always good to have a little variety and have somebody different to talk to about stuff. And I'll go download that game and give it a whirl. If anybody has a chance, you just head to this website and you can get the details there. And yeah, other than that, have yourselves a wonderful rest of your evening, and we'll talk to you later.